Tiff and the gang at the Bank of Canada did something that surprised me and a lot of people today. They raised the overnight interest rate from 4.5% to 4.75%. There's a 0.25% increase. And based on the last two announcements where they paused rates and signaled that they were going to continue to pause rates moving forward, I think this is a bit of a surprise to people. Some people will say that this was not a surprise at all, and we could see this coming. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I did think they were going to wait till July to potentially do this interest rate increase. I didn't think it was going to happen in June. And this just continues to prove to me that nobody knows what the heck is going to happen in the future. And a good example of this is that Daryl Frankfurt reached out to me and tons of other people, and a lot of other people that are on like a macroeconomic scale are way more educated than I am on this topic. And I'd say 90% of people in that video guessed that Bank of Canada wasn't going to do anything today, that they were going to hold rates. And that just proves that no matter how educated you think you are, most people are wrong in these cases, right? Now, there's two ways to look at this. A lot of people are cheering from the sidelines saying that good, this is a good thing. We still got to get inflation under control. And then the other side is like, hey, I have a variable rate and I'm really getting pinched here. And a part of the overall inflation numbers is monthly housing costs going up, even though we want everything else to go down. And I fully recognize that their decision is not strictly based on the housing market, although I know we all live in that world, especially here on YouTube. I had asked the channel about 2 months ago for all the people that wanted interest rates to continue to go up, what was their present situation? And I think only 18%, I'll put the chart on the screen here, only 18% had a variable rate. So how that broke down to me was that 82% of people that want to see interest rates continue to go up are not directly impacted by the interest rates going up, at least currently, right? So I understand why people like this. Now, on the other side, we have to talk about what's happening with the market and what this could do to the market. Because if you really break it down, 25 points shouldn't change anything, right? Like it's going to change the mindset of buyers. And I do believe that for the next 2 weeks to 30 days, you're going to see overall activity slow down even more than it was previously. Bank of Canada is maybe going to get credit as to why the real estate market is going to slow down a little bit again, because in the city of Toronto, at least, we have had 5 months in a row of price growth. And from January, prices are up well over $100,000, right? So that is something. But I will say, 2 weeks prior to this happening, we saw slowdowns on total showings, on number of offers, not slow down on terms of prices. But there's a lot of people that think the market may have already peaked this year. Now, I think maybe the fall market will have something to say about that when we get to that point. But there's also another possibility in July. We could see another 25-point increase here, right? So let's talk about what this is going to do to the market. We saw month over month from May compared to April in Toronto, in the city of Toronto, new listings, new inventory coming to the market go up 33%. And active listings was up around 14%, I believe. Now, that is something that we desperately needed. The inventory coming back to the market was something that we really needed. But now it's looking like that with this announcement, yeah, you're probably going to see things slow down a little bit here. The in-demand segments of the market, the price points people want to get into, are going to continue to sell for prices that make sense in today's market. But for the next little bit, I think a lot of people are going to look at news headlines and go, okay, maybe I should hang tight here. Maybe I should wait. And it really depends on, what situation you're in. Who's feeling the pain of this? People with a variable rate. I have a fixed rate on my primary residence. I have a variable rate on one of my investment properties. I am feeling this. This is not ideal for me, but I understand why they are doing it. I'd like to know what you think. I was surprised by this today. A little bit surprised. I was. I really didn't think I was going to be making this video. But I'd like to know what you think in the comments below. Let me know, is there another rate hike coming in July? Has the market in 2023 already peaked? Because even though inventory month over month was up 33% for new listings, we're comparing it to like historically low in terms of what was available on the market. I think if you're a buyer with a fixed rate in today's market, with like that 3-year fixed rate, because that's what I'm seeing most of our people taking, this is good news for you. Because now maybe overall things will slow down a little bit. You can negotiate a little bit more. You weren't taking a variable anyways, and you're locked into a fixed rate before the bond yields went up previously. This could actually put you in a pretty good position. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the people with the variable rates. This is now maybe going to make a few more people hit another trigger rate, and then it's making their payments automatically go up and their amortizations are being extended. but is this the thing that's going to break the market, that's finally going to bring all the inventory, right? Because I agree with the thought process that the amortizations being extended is what is propping up the market to a certain extent. We should have seen more foreclosures, right? We should have seen more power of sales, but it hasn't really happened. So we know the demand side of the market is there. There's more inventory coming. This announcement by Bank of Canada in terms of like financially what it will do to the market is minuscule, but what it will do to people's minds up here is another thing that we'll have to see how it plays out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to this. If you have any comments, please let me know. My name's Tom Story. And remember, home is where your story begins.